Bernard Hopkins, the oldest champion in the history of boxing, faces Sergey Kovalev in a 12-round unification fight for the IBF, WBO, and WBA light heavyweight world titles. The fight takes place Saturday, November 8th. It'll be in Atlantic City at Boardwalk Hall, and it'll be broadcast live on HBO World Championship Boxing. In April 2014, Hopkins defeated Babet Shubanov to win the WBA Light Heavyweight World Championship, breaking his own record as the oldest fighter in history to win a world title, which he set in May of 2011 after defeating John Pascal at age 46. Hopkins, just 2 months shy of his 50th birthday, is seeking to add the WBO Light Heavyweight Championship to his collection of IBF and WBA belts. Kovalev comes off of the third defense of his WBO Light Heavyweight title on HBO, defeating Blake Caparello by TKO on August 2nd. Kovalev, who burst onto the scene just a year ago, has never lost a fight and has won 23 of his 25 victories by knockout.
But you can ask questions.
Do you get anxious before fights anymore? What's your feeling in the days leading up to fights like this?
I don't know can you ask if anybody heard them? I don't think. Did y'all hear what he said?
Yeah.
You heard what he said?
Feeling leading up to the fight?
You get anxious.
Not the anxious of a rookie. Not that anxious of like early on in my career or even in the mid of my career where you can't sleep at night. There's a different type of anxious. There's an anxious when you finally got her to say yes and you're waiting for Friday to come and it's Monday and it seems like it never come. And then it's the anxious of, man, days are moving so fast. You know, you wish they slow up. That's a nervous anxious. I'm been past that stage of both sides because I've been in the game so long where I'm numb from the head down. And that's, to me, a luxury that I have over probably 90% of the fighters that fight today, no matter what age they are. Because now, even in those success years, any anxiousness, it's like a virus that we all have in us. Some will have you in bed for 4 days, and some will wipe you out, and some you can deal with and get it out your system. But it still takes away from something that you never got a chance to. It's like having a bad spark plug in the car that don't really get the four quality of the car and the engine. Same with persons and bodies and feelings. So I don't get that same. It's not to me. It's not like a casual thing, but it's a thing where I'm up for. But I don't have that earlier stuff that I normally had. That I still remember back then. Like, yo, I'm sleeping good for the last 15 years out of my career. I got 27, almost 27 in. So those days I don't think about no more. I know what I got to do.
You talked before about you thought that the Pavlik win was probably be your biggest accomplishment because of everything that was going around. This opponent, though, would you consider him your most dangerous?
I wouldn't say. I say Pavlik fight was important for me to make a statement on what I perceive the masses wanted to predict out of all the guys I fought that was better than Pavlik. For some reason, the Youngstown, blue-collar worker town family guy, right? That was the guy that someone attached knockout. Remember that? Did anybody remember that? Or I got short memories? Do anybody remember that? That was the first time, and remind you, anybody can get knocked out. That was the first time I heard the masses put the word knockout attached to my opponent. So I'm real keen on what people say. 90% of it might be garbage, but there might be a percentage in there that tells you the plan. If you listen and understand with knowledge. And that woke me up. I said, huh? And I said, the good old American boy who I wanted to destroy in and out of the ring. And I accomplished both. See, because I'm not God, but I know who's on my side. And I will go against anybody with that partner that I got that ride with me. Because I wasn't wrong. I was right. And I took his career that night in AC. And he ain't the only fighter that even if he snuck by the written of the pen on the scorecards, there's a few fighters y'all know won the same after that. So my father is punishing him. Only thing I do is be right about what I say, because I know I'm being watched. And so I understand what I'm facing and understand what my partner is. The only thing I do is put the work behind it. And preparation.
What do you say to the people that say you don't
It's
need
important.
this fight? Yeah. The people that say you don't need to take this fight.
Who don't need to take what fight?
The fight you're having tomorrow.
I didn't
You don't need it.
I didn't need to take the last fights the last 10 years.
What makes you take this one? They say it's the toughest opponent that you probably had in the last 10 years.
Because I always fought the best. And I always want to prove myself to the best. So you can talk about it, but we all know that a lot of us don't want to be about it, right?
Yeah.
So that's why people are looked upon as gods to those who don't have that godly spirit in them. If you understand that deep conversation. So I can't expect, I'm not going to say weak people, the spirit and the light that others have that make them be worshipped by the people that don't have it. And so that's why I always not only push the envelope in my career, but I always had a itch for going against the grain.
Does that liberate you, being one of few fighters who don't fight motivated by money? Because most fighters do. At this point, you fight motivated by, I guess, the ghosts of the past that you're chasing and the records you're chasing and the accomplishment you've had. Most guys.
Who said I'm
fight for the
chasing?
money.
They look like they're chasing me.
Gotcha.
See, I explained to you about 10 seconds ago about the thinking of not understanding me and understanding my spirit. Do you really think I'm still fighting and all this media here wanting to stick their recorders in my face to say I'm chasing, as you said? Your words was chasing a ghost. Chasing what, man? Don't you understand? I got 2 titles. I'm a world champion.
Yeah.
Don't you understand? I'm the oldest athlete, not boxing, athlete.
Yeah, nobody born in 1965.
So what is up? But I'm just going by what you said. So what I'm chasing? You know, am I chasing a high? Because some people like to chase that crack high that they had the first time. You can never get that. I can never chase the first time I won the title. That was in 1995. You'll never get that feeling. You'll never get that same feeling when you won the Virgin, when you became not a virgin. What are you talking about? See, you went to college?
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. You see what I'm talking about? And you see how I just broke that down? I'm not trying to embarrass this brother. But you see me just, but no, listen what I'm saying. He just asked me a question after explaining to him, and I just asked him, did he went to college? And I ain't go to 9th grade. Now, what's the problem here? For me to be able to break that down and explain to him like I'm his professor, and he got a degree. The point is this: the degree is good to have, right? But if you don't use it, it's not shit. He didn't use it. And so when you don't use it, guys like me, guys like Jay-Z, guys like 50 Cent, guys like people that the industry look at in business-wise, in corporate America, Wall Street, whatever, and say, how did he become that powerful and rich? Because guys that they call bookworms, right? They left the common sense, which they forget after they get all that ill, right? We call it ill knowledge, you know, right? They forget the basic fundamentals of what? Enjoy why you can see me now and stop complaining. See, because when you complain about something that you don't see 10, 15, 20 years ago, know what you'll say? Man, I remember this, I remember that. So what you should do is, my opinion, it's only a suggestion. I would love to see the great Michael Jordan and Julius Erving of their older days when they played, younger days. But they gone, right? Yeah, we got some replacements, some great ones. But you will never see them in that form. Look at me as that form. Look at me as something you could say to yourself is like, you know what? Damn, man, I'm 45. I'm 42. I'm 39. I'm 25, and I want to eat right, live right, and I want to have the master craft so I can take less punches and not be talking punch drunk and looking stupid and face all cut up. Why y'all humans don't take none of that ill from what you see in front of you in your presence? It's knowledge, y'all. This ain't boxing. So I just schooled you. Now you have your degree.
I'm Kristal Hart reporting from Gleason's Gym here in Brooklyn, New York. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you at the fights.